What's up, everybody? So the other day, Joe Rogan had Robert Kennedy Jr. on his podcast, and they talked a lot about vaccines, which caused a giant debate to happen on Twitter. A lot of people jumped in the conversation. Joe Rogan challenged Dr. Hotez to come on his podcast to publicly debate Robert Kennedy Jr., which caused Mark Cuban to jump into the conversation. Now I want to read to you what Mark Cuban said to Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and Robert Kennedy Jr. I'll put it up on the screen so you can read it for yourself as well. Here's what Mark Cuban had to say. Way to talk in generalities, Joe. Not saying there aren't a lot of effed up things about pharma. That's why we created costplusdrugs.com. But to ignore that the same industry has saved who knows how many lives is BS, and you know it. It is also disrespectful to all the doctors, researchers, and medical professionals that dedicate their lives to saving lives, like Dr. Hotez and the 800K plus doctors in the country that believe vaccines save lives. You aren't trying to find the ground truth on vaccines. If you were, you would bring on someone who is focused on debating the issue, like at The Real Truther. Trying to bully Dr. Hotez is ridiculous. You have producers that will prepare you, and you get to control the conversation. Robert Kennedy Jr. also has a staff ready to prepare him, and these topics are what he talks about in every speech. You both do this on a daily basis. Dr. Hotez works every day to try and find ways to help people. Joe, you and Elon Musk's Twitter are the mainstream online media, and your platforms have become everything supposedly wrong with MSM. You are driven by self-interest, just like MSM always has been accused of, and you both have earned that right. You busted your asses to be great at what you do and earned all that you have accomplished. But don't lie to yourselves and all of us and tell us you are different. You aren't. Now that, to me, is a big part of the conversation. I love Joe Rogan's podcast. I watch just about every single episode, but Joe Rogan absolutely gets to drive the conversation his way on his show, and it's his show, so it's absolutely his right to do so. But it's not really fair to someone like Dr. Hotez to come on and debate who doesn't do that sort of thing. Mark Cuban pointing that out is really fair, because no one else that I've seen has really mentioned that. Robert Kennedy Jr. does this all of the time. He has people that is going to prep him for this debate if it ever happens. Joe Rogan has done this for years and years and years, is one of, if not the most popular podcast in the world, does this every day. Dr. Hotez doesn't do something like this every day, so of course he's likely going to get eaten alive during this debate. They need someone to come on. Now, I don't know who would be the best person to do this. Mark Cuban thinks at The Real Truther would be a good person to do this, but who would you think would be a good person to debate Robert Kennedy Jr. on these facts about vaccines? Let me know. What do you think about the whole situation with Joe Rogan, with Robert Kennedy Jr., with Dr. Hotez, with Mark Cuban, with Elon Musk? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.